Hello, friends. Our wonderful Bible, the things we read, the things we understand, and the things that we don't forget. This is always in our mind and back of our heads on any religion that we're in or we're studying. And actually, the Bible has helped me a lot all my past living in a religion. Try to always remember when you're using the Bible, have research on many scriptures, put them aside, catalog them how you want to do it. Then it helps you on later down the line. Matthew 24:11, one of my favorites. And then many false prophets will rise up and deceive you. I never knew that there were so many false prophets all over the world. But I have no clue that I was a false prophet, that I was preaching from door to door and not realizing that I was a false prophet. How bad a shock that was to wake up one morning and realize this is what you was. And the reason why I was a false prophet is because of these men right here. They made me become a false prophet by publishing their literature called Watchtower and Awake and their books, How I Became a False Prophet. So if I'm honestly telling you that I was a false prophet, the research I have done about these men, wouldn't they make these men the biggest false prophets of them all? If I'm claiming to be a false prophet and these are the men that helped me to become a false prophet. And these men runs the biggest branch office called the Watchtower Bible Tract Society in Brooklyn, New York. They own many branches all over the world. They own every Kingdom Hall all over the world. And they made all of us Jehovah's Witnesses, to become the world's mightiest false prophets all over the world. Not just one false prophet, 7 million false prophets all over the world. These men had made all of us a false prophet. How they did it, I'm going to show you. And it's no lie. And I'm ashamed that I was a part of these men that I believe that was trying to be honest, goodness men to teach us the way and the path and the truth. Because one day I wanted to visit this place. I wanted to see where all the good literature that they put out, and to see the people that was living in these buildings and the kind of work that they was putting out to help others to see the truth. So I thought was the truth at that time. This is just one of the magazines they put out. 1914 in You. Every Jehovah's Witness is brought up. 1914 has a power in front of it. Everybody was taught, anybody was born after 1914, they would grow old, and before they grow old, really old, in the 70s, or 80s, or 90s, God's kingdom was going to come, and these faithful brothers and sisters would not see death at all. That was the teaching of Jehovah's Witnesses. And I remember this magazine. It has numbers above these people's heads. And on this side, it tells you every person's name. The dates they was born, the dates that they was going to, they died, or how you want to look at it. But these was the part of the people of 1914. The names and their dates. How far did these people went? Not only they showing their faces, giving them numbers with their names to show these faithful brothers would not see the end. Of that generation will not pass away. All these people, names, numbers, all died. This is 2013, people. You don't do this. Put the names on people on a magazine and number them and say, will not pass away. I think if I remember, this magazine of the same people was first, and the other one they brought out later, showing the names of these people. I guess people want to know if these was real people, was they just pictures they just drew up. Well, the other picture proved that these was real people. And they was promised they was going to live and they would not die. In my honest opinion, for every person that was on those magazines, I wish they was alive and these men here took their place and they all would be dead right now. The reason why? These is the guys that promised those guys they was going to live. And these guys is getting older and older. So will they see the end of the world? Or they would die off with the 1914 generation that they also one day had a bright idea, say, wow, these people is almost going to be 100 years old, so we better change the date of 1914 and call it overlap generation. Because otherwise, we is going to be realized to be called false prophets because these people will be 100 years old. I'm sorry, but Putting faith in man is my biggest mistake. Jesus said, look for the signs. Food shortages, earthquake, pestilence. Nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms. Those are the signs of the last days. And when these guys use a date and put it on their magazines, in their books, saying the world was going to end in 1914, 1925, 1975, that would make them a false prophet. People, I have looked up so much information. I have a 64 gig hard drive on my iPhone, my iPad, that I have done so much research on just one religion. There are so many lies in Jehovah's Witnesses, in any other religion on this earth, that their little lies will make nothing compared to Jehovah's Witnesses. And they still lie today, trying to cover up their old lies by making new lies. And you people still believe in them. 3 different watchtowers, 1914 generation. These people were supposed to see the end of the world. I was supposed to see the end of the world before I become 50 years old. I'm 51 years old. And this is 2013. So why would I put hope in these men in the past when I thought they was telling the truth? If I knew they was liars, I would have quit a long time ago. Because the magazines should prove what type of people they are. They're false prophet, and my opinion, they're the true apostates, true liars. And that's the reason why I got out. And others did too. So the thing is, you can live the truth of their truth, or you can live the real truth knowing their truth is a lie.